Theo Dorsey back at it, day 2 of ACC Kickoff here in Uptown Charlotte, and now I am joined by senior offensive lineman Richie Leonard IV with Florida State, who is sitting here next to me looking sharp, looking ready to go. And are you fired up? Did you hear some of what Norvell had to say up on the stage there, man? He got the crowd going.
Yeah, definitely. I'm so fired up to be here. I'm excited for this season.
I'm excited as well. It's the Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour presented by Duffy Sports Grill as we are previewing college football here. 17 teams, and today is headlined by the fellas in the garnet and gold. What has this summer been like as opposed to last year? I know you transferred in ahead of last year, so it had to be a bit different than usual what you're expecting, but you've never probably experienced a season like Florida State had last season with the expectations versus what y'all did on the field. So what has it been like since y'all have all been able to look back on what that was and try and push forward?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a new team. You know, this 2025, we got a new team, a lot of new guys in that building, a lot of new coaches in the building. So I'm excited to see how all the hard work we've been putting in this offseason pays off on August 30th, you know.
You're from the Cocoa area, right?
Yes, sir.
What are some of the things you're big on outside of football? I see that you are kind of in philanthropic efforts. You like to work with youth football and whatnot. Like, what interests you outside of just, being a big, beefy guy and protecting your QB?
Yeah, definitely. Being able to give back, especially not only around Tallahassee, but in my hometown. I did my second annual completely free youth camp this year at my old high school. It was a great turnout, and being able to do stuff like that, it means a lot to me to give back. Who
was doing those kind of things for you when you were growing up in the area? Because oftentimes we hear, the idea doesn't kind of just start with you. It was sparked when you were a kid and somebody did it for you.
Yeah, definitely. We have where I'm from, Cocoa, there's a rich football history. You got a lot of guys, great players who came through and played in the NFL. One guy named Coach James Folston, he played in the NFL back in the day for the Raiders for a while. And every summer he'd come back and completely for free, work out our whole high school football team all summer. Mm-hmm. He'd take care of the strength and conditioning aspect of it. We had some guys like Marcus May. He's a safety in the NFL. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Jawan Taylor, just to name a few guys who do similar stuff and give back in our hometown all the time. So, yeah, definitely.
Love to see you doing that early on, and glad that that's just kind of the start of what you'll be able to do as you now embark on your last college football season and then go off and do what you do with your life and your career. What has Norvell been like, and how has he inspired some people like you who knew this would be your last journey to stay put, stay where you were last year, and be a big part of shifting back to what Florida State is used to doing? Yeah,
definitely. Coach Norvell, like you said, you saw him up there. He brings that energy every single day. It's hard to ignore. You can't, it's undeniable. And I think that rubs off on everybody in the building a lot. There's not many coaches out there who are like that, who are as consistently, on that level of that energy and that attitude and effort on a daily basis, day in and day out, whether we're hitting in a golf simulator or, we're about to go do mat drills in the offseason. He's always the same, and that speaks volumes to who he is as a person.
You got a better swing than him, don't you? Because you brought up the golf simulator like you want to flex. That's what I was trying to figure out.
No, I definitely not. He's got a wonderful swing. I'm working on it, though. I'm getting there.
I like it. Richie Leonard IV, senior offensive lineman for Florida State, getting ready to gear up for fall camp and then your last campaign in college football. I'm curious, before we get into some of the things specific you have for your season, first and foremost, we have a kid from the area who came out there last year from the Benjamin School, came to Florida State as like a 17-year-old, Amari Williams, who was trying to do a little bit of playing both ways, plays as an edge rusher. He was a tight end. He was a prolific player in high school. Curious for you, because you've probably faced him a bit in the trenches, how has Amari been progressing into his grown man body, but then also is he starting to show some of those traits that can make him a player that's going to be out on the field often for y'all?
Yeah, definitely. I think Amari is one of the most athletic people just in general I've ever seen. It's really cool to see how he can play both ways so well. I think you see that too often at this level of football, at least. And I'm really excited for the season he's about to have.
Do you think there's a chance he'll do both ways? Have y'all flirted with that? Has he been kind of practicing on both sides, or is he going to stick to one position first? Like, what's your thoughts on that right now?
Yeah, I know Coach, and he's said this publicly before too. He's let him do both in the offseason and in practice at least. It's not really up to me, to make those decisions. But I've seen him do some scary things at defensive end as well at tight end. So I think he's just a phenomenal player, and I'm really glad he's on my team.
You prefer lining up next to him, across from him, because you get to do both in practice then.
I like being next to him.
Yeah.
Against other teams, and I want to play him across from other teams too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Really, that's me, but he's a phenomenal player, man. I'm excited for the season he's about to have.
What are you? I mean, last year this time in Charlotte, the media got together and they said Florida State's going to be the #1 team in the ACC. They picked you all to be the top dogs, and obviously we know what happened. You end up placing last, 2-win season. It was definitely an abomination as to what y'all expected to do on that year. Where do you think the media is going to rank y'all this year? The votes are about to start going out tomorrow. Do you kind of like y'all had the target on the back last year. Do you like the fact that people might doubt y'all a bit this season?
Yeah, because I think, every team, whether it's the best team in the country all the way down to the worst, I think everyone tries to create that edge for their guys. So that'll only just add fuel to the fire.
Gotta love that. Richie Leonard IV joining us here ahead of an ACC season that is going to be full of a lot of excitement. We're looking forward to it. For you have a quarterback now who comes in and he's not shy.
Mm-hmm.
He's not shy. Tommy's not shy. He's been running his mouth a bit, and Alabama's been kind of barking back. But more I think about it, I'm like, well, Tommy's running his mouth, and you got Alabama defensive linemen barking back at him. There's got to be some kind of intermediary in between it, and here comes Richie. Where do you see yourself in this war of words, but then also what's going to take place on the field?
Yeah, I think Tommy is a wonderful leader. First of all, he's been phenomenal for us this offseason. One thing you never have to question about Tommy is his attitude, energy, and his effort every single day coming into that building. And he's also extremely confident. And I don't think words in the offseason from either side is going to win that game. At the end of the day, we have to get out there and execute and play our best ball on August 30th. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing.
Do you like it a little bit better people are awake for this, right?
Yeah.
And they already were going to be when two brands like that clash against each other. But you as a competitor, do you like the fact that there's more attention on it? There's going to be more eyes on your matchups with the defensive line because after what he said, they're going to want to get after him, and you're the guy to help prevent that.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, my goal is to put my hand in that dirt and move people off the ball and protect my quarterback. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? With the way you just looked at me and said that, I think you'll have a great opportunity to do it, and you'll do it well. Richie Leonard IV joining us here. One last question as we are on the Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour presented by Duffy Sports Grill. Theo Dorsey here in Uptown Charlotte. For you, what is your goal with the game of football now? We talked about your ventures off the field and how you like to continue to pour into your community. I'm curious what your aspirations are. What do you think your expectations are about showing in this last year why NFL teams should be selecting you in the draft in next April?
Yeah, definitely. I think I can bring a lot to a team, not only from a leadership standpoint, but in terms of how I think about the game. And I'd say in our building, our standard every single day is your best. So my goal for the 2025 season is to every time I'm put on display is to put my best on display. So yeah.
Looking forward to seeing it. Again, that's Richie Leonard. I'm Theo Dorsey. Thanks for your time, and enjoy the rest of your time in Charlotte.
Thank you so much.
My guy.